Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B Ward, this is the Post-Mortem Show. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD. Today, we're going to give you our top 5 character actors.
The Doug Jones Memorial Character Actor Award.
The Doug Jones Memorial Character Actor Award. You know, he's the Moon Man.
Yeah, he is.
Just recently found out. Yeah. And he's not dead yet, but we're still doing a memorial because for some reason, it just makes sense.
He's so awesome that he needs to be remembered anyway, even when he's still alive.
Yeah, he needs to be around to hear the remembrance.
Yeah.
So, the Doug Jones Memorial Character Actor Award.
It reminds me of that Megadeth song on the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack, where Dave Mustaine's like, I saw my funeral that day.
You know what? It goes without saying he won't be on our list because the award is in his honor.
Yeah.
He's number 0. He's better than number 1.
He's the ultimate.
But before we get into our top 5 character actors, we got a little bit of horror news. Horror news. I have some pretty fucking awesome news.
Sweet.
So, a new film that is right up our alley has been announced, and it's called Old Glory. When a down-on-his-luck man drunkenly stumbles into a desolate highway rest stop, he discovers a talking Lovecraftian Gloryhole.
Okay.
He soon has to decide if he's ready to see the world end, and if not, how far he's willing to go to save it. It's written by Todd Rigney, who wrote Found, which was an excellent movie, one of my favorites of a couple years ago, and directed by Joshua Hull. It's going to star Nicholas Tucci of You're Next and Faults.
Joshua Hull is the guy's name?
Joshua Hull.
Oh, Hull. Okay.
Joshua Hull.
Joshua Hull.
Directed the Gloryhole.
Yeah, I see a theme here. Now, the real question is, does he fuck the Lovecraftian Gloryhole?
Well, of course, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably has to save the world.
Yeah.
There's tentacles coming out of it and shit.
Oh, okay.
Slime. There's no trailer yet, but there is a EC Comics style teaser poster.
Awesome.
So yeah, Lovecraftian Gloryholes is our rating system.
Done.
I can't wait for this fucking movie. It's called Old Glory. You guys check out the Facebook page, like the Facebook page. I'm sure we're going to love this one. If it sucks with this premise, come on.
Yeah, for real. Someone's getting their teeth kicked in.
And the fact that Todd Rigney's behind the writing on it. Have you seen Found?
I think so.
When the little kid finds out that his brother's
and
got the head in the bowling bag.
It inspired Headless.
Yeah. Headless is the movie that he watches in
Yeah.
Found, but Found to me was far superior to Headless. Headless was the more brutal and shit, but Found, just the story, I fucking loved it.
Headless didn't have much of a story.
Yeah, Headless was awesome. Though. Don't get me wrong, it was awesome, but Found to me is a really quality film. So and the writing too.
Yeah.
So that's what having him write this. It's going to be a dark horror comedy.
Nice.
Sci-fi, fantasy, horror, comedy, it says, or something.
That's definitely a fantasy.
Yeah. Throw the fucker back.
Wow. Squeeze it back into the glory hole. Alright, I got some real-world horror news to start with. A kindergarten teacher in Milwaukee has been placed on administrative leave after bringing a Ouija board to class and using it as a prop while telling scary stories that were requested by the students. The teacher used the board to help answer trivia questions about movie monsters and never once claimed to be talking with spirits, but outraged parents are claiming that their children are now having nightmares about being stuck in the dark with their teacher talking to ghosts.
That's fucking ridiculous. People, climb down off your fucking religious high horse.
Yeah. Ouija boards are not real.
Yeah.
I mean, they're real. They're physical things.
They're made by Milton Bradley.
Parker Brothers. They didn't want to make fucking G.I. Joe.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
If man was meant to speak with the other side, if there even is another side, it was not through a piece of fucking cardboard and plastic.
It's not from the makers of Monopoly.
Yeah, for real. It like, if I was a ghost and someone was trying to talk to me through that shit, I'd be offended. I'd be like, fuck you.
Maybe that's why it works, is because the ghosts are so offended
That's why it's all the
people.
bullshit. Yeah. It's the equivalent of, like, you know, when you're a little kid and you like take the two soup cans and you put a string between them and like talk to each other.
Yeah.
It's like the psychic equivalent of that.
It's fucking ridiculous that she was suspended, because if the kids like the scary stories, I can understand if they're too young. Did it say the grade?
Kindergarten. But they were asking for scary stories.
Yeah.
And she didn't use the Ouija board as a story. She used it to answer, like, monster movie trivia.
Kindergarten might be a little too young for, like, it depends on what she was saying. If it was scary stories to tell in the dark or something, then that's fine.
Right.
You know? So,
yeah, it's, you know, and the thing about Ouija boards is, like, the reason that they have so much power over people is because people are fucking scared of them. It's, like, total fucking, like, self-repeating prophecy, you know? Or it's...
She was reading some live-action hentai by Carrie Liv.
And everything fell apart.
Yeah.
If people just stopped being afraid of Ouija boards, they'd have one less thing to be fucking afraid of. There's a lot of real-world shit to be afraid of.
There is.
The Ouija board is not it.
Yep. Well, interesting segue. I said maybe if it was scary stories to tell in the dark, it would be appropriate. Which is my next piece of horror news.
That's appropriate.
Yes. I previously reported Guillermo del Toro is making a Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie.
Yeah.
Which we're very looking forward to. We're excited. But in the meantime, we might be getting a documentary by Cody Myrick on the book.
Nice.
So on the 3 books, it's 90% completed and has over 36 interviews with people like R.L. Stine and the late Alvin Schwartz's family, who's the author and illustrator. Or did he illustrate it too? Or was he just
the illustrator was someone else, but it was like the illustrations were just like a core part of the book.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you know they re-released it with new illustrations.
Yeah,
later?
it's terrible.
What the fuck?
Terrible.
Why would you do that?
It's like
It's like trying to talk to the dead on a Ouija board.
Yeah, for real. That's like making a Super Mario Brothers game with neither Mario nor Luigi.
It's just Toad.
Yeah, they made that game. It was actually pretty good. Fuck. Okay, the analogy doesn't hold up.
There's an Indiegogo page where Myrick is asking for donations to go towards editing. He wants a nice professional edit. He doesn't want to do it himself. He wants to get a professional score, and he wants some graphics for it. So if you donate $50, you can watch the first 10 minutes on there. And he has other perks like original art and T-shirts or a movie poster. So if you guys want to see this happen, you can go to the Indiegogo for this and donate to get this documentary funded. I will definitely be picking this up.
I want to hit him up and see if he needs music.
Yeah, you should. He's trying to get it.
Yeah.
You tell him to score it.
Yeah.
Send him Mechanical Ghosts.
Yeah, I'll send him.
And I'll be like, hey,
Andy.
Yeah, be like, don't go with that guy here. Look, listen to this the brand new Grave Command CD here. Go with this instead.
It'll be like a competition.
This is very inappropriate for a film score, sir. Fuck you.
Well, I'm just going to watch your documentary with the sound off and listen to my music, asshole.
I'm going to make my own documentary about your documentary.
It's going to be called Your Documentary is Balls.
Yeah.
It's funny how we so often talk about things that we're excited about, and then we're like, hey, we should like get involved in that. First, let's talk a bunch of shit about it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I definitely love to use your thing. Yeah, we promoted you on our show too. You know, check it out. Post-mortem show. He listens to it. You're fired, dog.
Yep, that's my life. Self-defeat. So Todd McFarlane has finished his script for the new Spawn movie.
Oh, I thought they were shooting it already.
Yeah, the script is done.
Oh, okay.
But it's going into production. He's going for a hard R rating and promises that the movie will be more violent than Logan and Deadpool. I haven't seen Logan yet, but Deadpool's pretty fucking violent.
Now is the time, though,
Yeah.
with all this shit,
Yeah.
this new rise of comic book movies that are more true to what it would actually be like instead of this watered down bullshit.
Yeah. And he says he wants to make Spawn the real boogeyman he was meant to be, and he's not even going to have him facing a supervillain in it. It's just going to be Spawn doing Spawn's thing, which is fucking people up who do bad shit.
Is John Leguizamo going to reprise his role as the clown?
It's like the only good thing about that movie.
Yeah. Well, Michael Jai White has some karate chops, so...
You know, I would accept Michael Jai White as Spawn again. He was fine. And the soundtrack was
The
good,
fucking
so-
CGI is horrendous.
Yeah, so...
That was like the first time I was like, this is like a cartoon.
Yeah, now is definitely the time to make that movie. We've been talking about how we want the R-rated Spawn, so...
Yeah, I'm down to watch it.
coming.
You know, I'm not a big comic book guy, but Spawn is something that it transcends because it's like horror.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Straight up.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, we're looking forward to that one. So, also previously reported, I said that American Horror Story is going to be American Horror Story Election.
Right.
Creator Ryan Murphy has stated Trump and Clinton will be a part of the show.
Interesting.
But not a huge part.
Okay.
It was going to be more about the fallout of the election turning into a plot device to perpetuate the horror in society, people turning on each other. Just basically what happened with everyone fighting on social media, except for actually killing each other, you know?
Right.
I'm a little disappointed because a horror Trump would be tremendous. People tell me he would be very scary.
Oh, God. He's got tiny hands. Dun, dun, dun!
He would be tremendous.
He's like a
the worst Trump impression ever.
slasher who stalks the woods, but instead of slashing people, he makes them pee on him.
Have you ever seen Dr. Phil, Serial Killer?
You showed me that, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Listeners, check that out. Don't turn the show off and check it out. Listen to the whole show and rate and review us. And then check out Dr. Phil, Serial Killer on YouTube. It's fucking amazing.
Pretty goddamn good.
You taste like a Salisbury steak.
The release of the new Friday the 13th game where you play as Jason is imminent. More gameplay was unveiled at PAX. It looks super brutal. Also available in the game is a new demonic version of Jason, designed by Tom Savini, featuring Jason's body as a sort of animated husk with glowing hellfire inside. Tommy Jarvis will also be a playable character. The game's multiplayer mode rolls out early this year, with the single-player mode coming soon after.
Cool.
The gameplay looks fucking awesome.
I really hope that the single-player mode comes quick, because I hate, like, Left 4 Dead. Mm-hmm. Like, it's cool, but it's very boring, because it's like, there's no story, it's just you have to play online with people.
Yeah.
You know, I like to do multiplayer games for some things.
Right.
But I prefer to do campaign first.
So the multiplayer looks interesting. I don't like multiplayer games, actually. Like, generally I don't.
Like Doom and Duke Nukem and stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, but...
it never really held a lot of interest for me, but for this one it's interesting because it's almost like a violent game of tag, because you've got one person playing as Jason and everyone else playing as the victims. So it's not everyone trying to kill everyone.
Yeah.
It's everyone trying to distract and like not get killed by the Jason person.
Yeah, and you know what? In theory, that sounds really cool, but a lot of games are like that. There's I can't remember the name, but one just came out like 2 years ago that you're a big monster, and then there's one that's like you could be a zombie, like in Call of Duty or whatever, you know, and try to kill people and stuff. And it's kind of boring. You know what I mean? When you play it,
everyone just finds a place and hides, and you can't find them.
Not just that, but like it's just one sided. Everyone wants to be the fucking killer, right?
Right.
No one wants to be the little bitch hiding in the corner.
Yeah.
So it's like you wait your turn to be the killer. All right, I'm the killer. You know.
Right.
So I really have high hopes for it based on the trailer. I hope it's good, but I don't like the whole. That's why I hope the single player is good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the between that game and the one that you were talking about earlier that takes place in hell, I think I'm about ready to buy a console.
Agony,
yeah.
It's on PC also.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I need to buy a
Xbox
PC.
One.
Because I don't have
Agony is fucking sweet. AgonyTheGame.com. You guys check that out. It looks like the most horror-themed game that's ever come out. Complete with like demon titties and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it pulls no punches.
Yeah, people being gutted and impaled on spikes and fucked up shit.
Yep. So that's it for horror news.
Yeah.
We're going to come back with some fucking H.P. Lovecraft Old Gloryhole.
I wonder if Old Greg's on the other side of the Old Gloryhole.
You know what? Old Greg could be an H.P. Lovecraft character.
He's like a deep one. Yeah.
He comes from the fucking lake
with a vagina that drives you crazy.
Yep. All right, we'll be back after this.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Postmortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Postmortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. Doesn't cost you any money, we get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many, and they are fast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
We're not doing the good and bad movie this week. We're doing Tom and JD at the movies.
That's right.
And we saw The Taint and Don't Kill It.
The Taint.
Yeah. And you know what? Just like the song says, Doug Jones,
He's
No,
here.
it's
in
not
the
Dennis.
studio.
It's Doug Jones. At the end
That's right.
of this particular number, you might remember this classic number by Dom and JD.
Oh, this little ditty?
This little ditty, you know, it hit the charts a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's called Dom and JD.
Pretty big in Germany.
Yeah.
Let's go down to the movies with Dom and JD, the blood, boobies, and Doogs. Psychos, monsters, bloody slashes, maniacs, and tits and asses, chainsaws, knives, and facial bashes on Mortem. Let's go down to the movies with Dom and JD for some more Doug Jones. No, Doug Jones.
No, Doug Jones.
No Dennis.
Not Dennis.
Yeah.
Doug Jones.
Right.
Dom, don't you ever do that to me again.
Yeah.
Did you ever take the Duke's name in vain?
that beautiful, beautiful song. So I was at the dollar store on my lunch break today, and this little kid just walks up to me, and he's like, "Hey," and I look down at him, and he's like, "I can make a growling noise," and I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "Brrr," you know, like does his little like death metal growl. And his mom comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, it's cool. Like, if he keeps practicing, maybe one day he'll be able to go, bro." And the kid's eyes got all big. And like, as I'm leaving the store, I hear him growling more. I've created a monster.
That's awesome. Dom is for the kids.
That's right. Wu-Tang is for the babies.
Dom loves the little kids.
But not like Milo loves the little kids.
You know, in a different fashion. So, we saw the Taint and Don't Kill It. First
We
off,
saw the Taint.
we see the Taint. Dom and JD went to go see the Taint.
we paid money to see the Taint. Actually, no, we didn't.
It's a 2011 horror comedy. It is on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's supposed to be on YouTube or not, but
It's
that's
there.
where we saw it.
It's from 2011.
Yeah,
You know, like it's probably...
and it's ultra low budget
Yeah.
as well. So, 2011 horror comedy written and directed by Drew Bolduc, who also stars as the main character, Phil, and Dan Nelson. The Taint. The water is tainted. The taint poisons the minds of men. It turns them into raging misogynists, monsters who want nothing more than to crush women's heads with rocks or other objects. When society is transformed into a land of sadistic violence and horrible brutality, it is up to Phil O'Ginny and his hot friend Missandra to combat the horrible evil that is the Taint. Can they survive a world brimming with castration and endless head crushing?
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking head crushing in this movie.
There is. This might be one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's up there, man. This is one of those movies that sort of stands on its own as a work of madness. Like, it's really hard to judge it because there's so little like it in the world. Like, it was kind of like a trauma movie or kind of like an LBP movie, but it was its own thing.
Yeah, definitely. The music is hilarious. I
love
kind of
it.
like 80s video games.
Yeah.
The graphics are pretty awesome in a funny way for having such a low budget.
Yeah, it's a very 80s style thing.
It is. Like, some of it is practical. There's some CG. The CG is over the top to where it's funny.
Yeah.
And not just trying to be passable like modern day movies seem to be. So, yeah. Be warned that there's a whole lot of fake flopping dicks.
Oh, yeah. This was basically a zombie movie, but like a pretty original contribution to zombies. Like, probably one of the most original contributions in the last 10 years. Last episode, our rating system was zomboners. This movie gave us zomboners.
It did. That's very true, but that should have been maybe for this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have saved it, but you know what?
I didn't know.
We're going with H.P. Lovecraft's Gloryhole.
That's right.
Old-fashioned Gloryhole.
H.P. Lovecraft's old-fashioned, just like Grandma used to make. And it's funny because like the zombies, quote unquote, in this movie were basically just a bunch of dudes walking around carrying heavy objects over their heads with giant boners sticking out of their pants.
Yeah, and a lot of time they were just walking around and consistently coming.
Yeah,
just
everywhere.
Continuously coming everywhere. They spent a lot of money on dildos and yogurt.
Yeah.
For the for the
common shopping trip for me.
Yeah, the fucking 20. Can I get 20 dildos and a 5-gallon jar of mayonnaise? The 80s workout clothes gang with the introductions was by far my favorite part.
Yeah, they're with their short shorts.
Yeah, and it says their name and shit, and the old man's there.
Yeah.
He's the best part.
Shirts and skins, shirts and skins.
Yeah. Look, a girl. Let's gang rape her. Nobody blocks my cock. It's not apocalypse without a circle of death.
great.
It's got some funny parts, but the joke does kind of wear thin.
Yeah.
I would have liked it to be 30 minutes instead of an hour or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But still, watch this fucker.
Yeah. I really liked Ludus, the guy that lives in the basement that finds them with the weird mask and like.
Yeah, he's the guy who created the Taint.
Yeah.
The scientist.
Yeah, the scientist.
Spoiler alert
Yeah.
for the Taint, which has no plot
whatsoever. Well, it doesn't. I mean, there's like this.
There is a plot, but
it's more like. Well, I wrote something down about it because I know I would forget it. Like, there's more than meets the eye to this movie. Like, it doesn't have a plot. It is a bunch of fucking stupid-ass gags and jokes, like, just layered on top of each other, and tons of dicks, and tons of crush heads, and tons of blood. But, like, a lot of it is about, like how women are treated, and how dudes treat women, and how, you know, misogyny is rampant in society.
Yeah.
You know, and the taint isn't they two scientists are trying to develop an erectile dysfunction. No, it was a penis growth formula. And they sell it to this corporate guy, and the corporate guy goes crazy with power and decides that every man in the world needs to have an enormous penis, and women must submit to them. So he puts it in the water supply, you know, and then it turns the guys, because they all get an overdose on this penis growth thing, it turns them into hard-cocked, fucking woman-hating zombies.
it could be that. It could be that deep, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think this guy just wanted to make a movie with dudes, fake dicks coming everywhere and crushing heads, and he needed to get to that point.
Yeah, so it was all just the justification for the flopping dicks. Though I do like the climax where the guy goes on the dick shooting rampage.
Climax. You like the climax with dick shooting.
That's right.
Yeah, this is fucking tons of yogurt, tons of blood, like you said, and it is funny. It's worth a watch. Like I said, it could have benefited from a more scant edit.
Yeah. It's not for the easily offended or for the easily grossed out, but
like
you wouldn't dick jokes.
You wouldn't be listening to Post Mortem if this is your first time.
Yeah.
Then just turn now.
Did I ever show you an LBP film made by Chris Seaver?
Uh-uh.
There's this dude named Chris Seaver. He doesn't make movies anymore, unfortunately, but in like the early 2000s, right in the beginning of Netflix, he was making all these movies with his friends where he would just shoot them on video camera. And like it's the same like 10 people, but like Debbie Rochon appeared in some of his movies. Lloyd Kaufman was in one of them, and it's just like he has this ongoing character named Teen Ape who's like the cool kid in school, but he happens to also be a gorilla. And like all of these just random jokes about dicks. You know, there's a series of movies
like
called Filthy McNasty about a demon that like grants people's wishes and then everything goes wrong. And it's always about like, I'm a girl, I'm flat chested, I need bigger tits, and then all of a sudden people start dying, or you know, I'm a black man with a little dick. I need a big dick so I can be like all the other black men, and then everything goes wrong. And it's all made on a shoestring budget. This movie was very much in the spirit of what Chris Seaver used to do, but with a slightly elevated budget.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the kind of movie, like, in the vein of the kind of movie we would make if we ended up making a movie.
Oh, for sure it is.
Yeah.
This is totally, it could be a post-mortem feature. Actually, I had that in my notes. I forgot to say it. But, like, this is our movie.
Yeah.
They just beat us to it.
Yeah. You know, hopefully when we make it, the jokes don't wear as thin.
Yeah, and we'll know. When we get down to that editing room floor, I'm not afraid to make our movie 17 minutes long.
Edit that motherfucker with a weed whacker.
Yeah. So yeah, IMDb gives The Taint 5.3. I would say, even though it dragged, it's worth the watch. I'm gonna give it. I would have given it more if it did have the edit, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 6.5. H.P. Lovecraft old-fashioned glory holes.
Okay, I gave it 7.
Okay,
I gave it 7 for ambition, because there was some ambition in this movie. Like, this motherfucker had a vision, and that vision was dicks.
And he is an artiste.
Yeah, he's a dick artist. Yeah, there aren't many of those in the world.
I don't know if he's still making movies. If he is, support him. If this is just a one-time effort, then check this fucker out on YouTube. It's on YouTube. So... All right, and then...
Is it on YouTube with all the nudity? Because there's a lot of nudity in this movie.
It's on YouTube. That's where I got it from. So. Yep. There's a lot of nudity. There's a lot of dicks. So, another movie that we got to see.
Tickomania's running wild.
That we had the pleasure of seeing.
Yeah.
2016 action horror comedy directed by Mike Mendez. Starring the legendary He-Man himself, Dolph Lundgren.
I must break you.
Don't kill it. If he dies, he dies. When an ancient demon is accidentally unleashed in a sparsely populated Mississippi town of Chicory Creek, their only hope of survival lies in the hands of a grizzled old demon hunter, Jebediah Woodley, and his reluctant partner, FBI agent Evelyn Pierce. don't kill it.
Yeah, the whole premise is that the demon possesses someone, kills a bunch of people, someone kills it, and the person who kills that person becomes the demon.
Yep.
And so they have to figure out
Kill
how
the
they
demon,
can
you
stop
become
it.
the demon.
Yeah. Which is basically like a hyper-violent version of that movie Fallen with Denzel Washington.
It is, kind of, yeah. That's what it reminded me of. And Shocker also.
Yeah. But, you know, this one, the concept wasn't wholly original, but framing it around the demon hunter and bringing some good characters into it totally made up for that lack of originality.
For sure. And one of the funniest openings of a movie I've ever seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
With just the violence, like with the demon when he comes in with his family and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's way over the top with the acting and the gore, somewhat like an Evil Dead.
Yeah.
A hunter gets attacked by his own dog after it's possessed in the woods by a force from an ancient artifact. When he fights for his life and kills it, he becomes possessed. He goes home and kills his family, then most of the neighbor's family, but is killed by the dad. When the dad kills him, he is then possessed and finishes off the family.
It's like a domino effect of murder.
If you kill it, you become it.
You know what impressed me most about this movie was fucking Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
He learned to act. It took long enough, but
not just the acting, but he's English. He's got like a southern accent.
Yeah, he had a drawl. He didn't even when he played He-Man, he had his Swedish accent.
Yeah.
You know? And it was.
It has been quite some time since
Yeah.
He-Man, though. So.
Yeah, you know, he was funny. Like I've never seen Dolph Lundgren do straight comedy.
Yeah, he was funny.
Like when he was in the jail.
Yeah.
And like trying to like tell the cop what was going on, knowing that they weren't going to believe him, but he still was trying to convince him that he was on the straight and narrow and not crazy.
Yeah.
That whole scene was fucking hilarious. And
Jebediah Woodley.
Yeah, he pulled it off. Like you think Dolph Lundgren's playing someone named Jebediah? Like, how the fuck is that going to work?
If I didn't watch the trailer, I would not have been interested in seeing this movie. But he's a hard drinking, shit talking, bar whore fucking badass demon hunter who has a bunch of cool gadgets for fucking up demons.
Yeah, a net guns,
all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
because he can't just like blow them up with a rocket launcher. Because then he become a demon.
Yeah.
So he has ways to like catch them.
Yeah,
which is kind of
that was to outsmart them.
Yeah, it was a pretty good concept on that.
Yeah, and I like how they didn't just make him a fuck up. Like they kind of were like, you know, he's had a fucked up life. He's been demon hunting since he was a child and hunted demons with his father. Yeah, like you'd probably be a hard drinker too if you've seen that much. For
sure. And he explains to the cops about the demons when he's in jail, like you're saying. In a badass montage about all the types of demons and what they do, like stereotypical demons from other movies.
Yeah,
it's like these are not the only demons. This don't kill it demon that you become if you kill. That's only one thing, and he names off other ones in this little montage, and that was my favorite part of the movie. Actually,
they could run this series forever and have it never get old as long as they focused on different demons every single time.
Yeah, they could. He could be the next.
Be a TV show.
He could be the next fucking Ash.
Yeah, because he's flawed. Like the demon gets released because he fucked up. You know, he's a badass and he's smart and he's knowledgeable, but he's got his own demons. You know,
for sure. It's very derivative of Ash, but it still works.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't Dolph, it might not work.
It wouldn't. I don't think it would have been good at all if it wasn't Dolph.
If it wasn't Dolph,
it would have been. It wouldn't have been bad. Let me say. It would just be fucking average. It would be a flyover movie.
Because it's fucking Dolph Lundgren, and we all know and love or hate whatever. I fucking love Masters of the Universe. I don't care how bad it is. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love every movie that he's in. You know, even The Punisher. You know, that horrible Punisher movie he did with Louis Gossett Jr. It was awful, but it was still awesome.
So, like I said, it wouldn't be good if he wasn't in it, but it's well produced and gory and also funny. There's some good writing in it, even though it is derivative. You know, it still does have some good writing.
Yeah,
so.
Good comedy.
Some of the gore is reminiscent of like the story of Ricky and the Greasy Strangler.
Yeah, for sure.
It's cartoon Ren and Stimpy style at points, but serious in others. Yeah,
well, it's cartoon and Ren and Stimpy, but like it's like they don't play it for the overt laughs like Sam Raimi might. Mm-hmm. It's just so extreme that you're like, oh fuck,
when he's shooting little kids and shit, like the demons, stuff like that, at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, I was fucking laughing. Yeah, I watched this movie with all my kids, and they loved it, and they were laughing too. Yeah, but that's just because we're a fucked up family.
And that's a hard thing to show is a parent murdering their own kids in a movie and to make it work.
And to make it funny.
Yeah. But they found a way.
Yeah. They went for comedy, but some parts are also unintentionally funny, but in a good way. Yeah. It just clicked. Everything came together and clicked and was better than I feel like it's better than it had a right to be.
Oh yeah,
you know?
For sure.
When I was watching, I'm like, this is actually really good.
The last 15 minutes kind of wore on me a little bit. It got a little bit too predictable at that point. Yeah. But everything leading up to it is still worth watching, and even the end, you know, just to watch Dolph be Dolph.
Yeah,
it's
for sure. So IMDb gives this one a 5.4. It's better than that to me. I'm going to give it a 8.2 old-fashioned H.P. Lovecraft glory holes.
Okay, I gave it a 7.5. It's funny, we're like half a point off either way on these. So, yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with I'll see your 8.2 and make it an 8.
All right, we agree on an 8. But it has to be 8 H.P. Lovecraft glory holes.
That's right.
I can't wait for that fucking movie. Old Glory. I can't wait for that.
That and Cold Skin. Like, we should just have a
Cold Skin isn't... Yeah, fuck. I can't wait for that, too. Cold Skin might be too serious, though. I saw a little... did I see a teaser? I saw something on it, and it looked a little more serious than I thought it would be.
Okay. Well, it can still be fucked up, though. You know, they decide to fuck a lizard monster, you know? You can't do that and be totally serious.
All right. We will come back with our Doug Jones Memorial Top 5 Character Actors after this.
Available now at gravecommand.bandcamp.com. The debut album of Grave Command.
Yeah, what happens when you get deep, crust, grindcore, and combine it with Motorhead?
It gets brutal as fuck.
That's when you get Grave Command. We are not fucking around, ladies and gentlemen. It is my band, Grave Command. It's our first CD. It is available now. Soon it will be coming out on vinyl record, CD, and even cassette. And 8-track.
Anything like Hall & Oates.
It doesn't sound like Hall & Oates, and we're going to have 8 tracks, cassettes, CDs, vinyl records.
Yeah.
Any format.
Hand crank phonographs.
Laser discs.
You're gonna etch it into a cave wall and have someone play it on a pan flute.
Those little wax tubes.
Yeah.
You know, Thomas Edison first recordings?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go that far to get this fucker out there. But if you guys like punk rock,
we're gonna have a blind homeless man fart it into a can and then mail it to someone.
That's exactly what the recording is, though.
Oh, okay, cool.
But if you guys like punk rock, check it out. Grave Command. We're on Facebook, and you can get some free preview tracks at gravecommand.bandcamp.com.
And we're back!
You just get scared?
I hiccuped.
With our top 5 horror movie character actors.
Yeah.
The Doug Jones Memorial Character Actor Award.
In memory of how continually awesome he is, and I hope he continues to live a very long life.
Yes, we don't wish any ill will on Doug Jones, because we don't want to say memorial when he's still alive and then he dies a week later or before this episode is released.
That would suck.
Wouldn't we fucking suck at that point?
I would not shoot myself in the head if that happened, but I'd want to.
I would just shoot myself in the head if Doug Jones dies.
Yeah, just
no! I would fall to my knees with my fist clenched, rip my shirt and scream to the heavens. No!
I'm serious, dude. You should get a Doug Life tattoo across your belly, like Tupac's Doug Life tattoo.
I'm not just JD. I'm the doctor of Dougonomics.
That's
JD.
right.
I have a PhD in Doug Jones.
I'd pay for half of that tattoo if you got it.
I just may.
I'd pay for the Doug half, and you could pay for the Life half. Except if you don't have the
money
for it, you would just get Doug tattooed across half your belly.
What if I just got a tattoo of his fucking promo shot of his picture from IMDb? Just his face.
But you have to go to like one of those bad portrait tattoo artists.
I'm gonna get a prison-style tramp stamp of Doug Jones' face. All right, number 5. You want to start us out?
Sure. I'm going to start with Clint Howard.
On my honorable mentions?
232 credit to its name.
232?
Yeah.
I got 241.
Oh.
He did a couple features.
Yeah, like in between when I left work today and got here. He is cinema's quintessential creepy guy. His face is so iconic that the Clint Howard effect is actually another thing that other actors are said to have.
Yeah.
You know? And he's been in so many movies. He's Ron Howard's little brother. Fucked up, weird looking guy. Weird hair, weird teeth, weird eyes. You know him if you see him.
Yeah.
My favorite movie of his is The Ice Cream Man.
I love Ice Cream Man. I saw it on VHS when I was like in 6th grade. Slept over at my friend's house. We went and rented some fucking Ice Cream Man.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Ice Cream Man is a good movie, except for the fact that Clint Howard just fucking chews the scenery in it. He's so
great.
batshit fucking crazy in that movie.
I think it's good. It's good enough. I mean, it still holds up iconically to me, but if I watch it now, I might not like it as much as I did when I was 12.
I watched it like last year. And
yeah, me too.
And Clint Howard still owned it. Absolutely owned it. You know?
But the rest of it is pretty, the acting and stuff is pretty bad. But fucking head on an ice cream cone. Never forget that.
I love the box art for that movie where he's got like the stacked up ice cream cone with like eyes and fingers in it and shit.
I fucking love it too. It's very reminiscent of that Evil Ed movie.
Yeah.
Like the way the box art is. Like the effect they use and shit like that. My number 5. Miguel Nunez Jr. Oh shit, too many damn enchiladas.
How many credits does he have?
113 credits.
Holy fuck, really?
Yeah. Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, Return of the Living Dead, Leprechaun 4, In Space, Carnosaur 2, and a shitload of others. And he has actually came to be more of a serious actor now in his elder age. Like, he is on some TV shows and stuff. I don't know if it's one of those shows that's either like NCIS or one of those kind of Law and Order. He's in one of those kind of shows as a cop.
Nice.
But yeah,
in the 80s. Enchiladas as a cop.
Yeah, in the 80s when he had his greasy mullet. He was also on my top 5 mullets.
Yeah, his Jerry Curl mullet.
Jerry Curl mullet. Getting stabbed by a spear in the fucking porta potty by Jason. Ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
After eating too many damn enchiladas.
Too many damn enchiladas. The way he says it with his face and stuff conveys that emotion. He's obviously a trained actor.
Yeah.
You know, he's an actor.
Yeah. He belongs in the actor's studio, sitting across from that bald dude. His name I can't remember right now.
I went semi-obvious with some of my list, but I had to include him.
Yeah.
Because too many damn enchiladas. I'll never forget that scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's locked in your brain
for
all time. So
if
you get Alzheimer's, you'll remember that. You won't remember your kids, but you'll remember too many damn enchiladas.
Yep.
My number 4, probably the most obvious on this list, but I need to throw it out there. Also the actor with the most credits to his name, Danny Trejo.
Oh yeah, he's on my honorable mentions.
305 credits.
Yeah.
This dude will do a fucking cereal commercial.
He does fucking anything and everything. He's just raking in the dough for his family.
And the thing
what
is...
did you... Yours said 305?
Yeah.
Mine says 337.
Are you getting yours from IMDb?
Yeah, but only on actor.
Okay. Oh, maybe you're looking at like production credits and stuff too.
I don't know. I thought it's acting credits.
Huh.
I don't know.
Weird.
We'll just go with the higher number. Whoever's number's higher will go with that.
He's the token Mexican badass. Everyone knows who Danny Trejo is.
If you don't,
know, you don't watch movies. You know, he's in everything.
From Dusk Till Dawn is my favorite role of his. That's back when he's still buff and like younger. He's still kind of old, but yeah.
He's always looked the same. You know, he's just been in various like for Machete, he got in really good shape.
He's pretty much greatly declined though recently.
Yeah,
you know, his age is starting to really show. I mean, he's always has an old wrinkly face
because he did drugs.
But he, you know, his body is not what it used to be. You know, he used to be buff and shit.
That's why he's opening restaurants and stuff now. He's got a donut shop and a taco
That's why
place.
He's doing like cut your cable commercials. Go to Sling TV.
But the thing about Danny Trejo is like he'll do anything, he'll be in any movie, but he brings up every movie that he's in. Like he's been in some terrible ass movies, but when he's on screen, he owns it.
Yeah, you know, the reason I didn't actually put him on my top 5 and I put him on the honorable mentions, although he is so iconic, From Dusk Till Dawn might be the only good horror movie that he's in.
No, I saw another one where he was a zombie hunting priest, and it was actually a really good movie.
Really? I never watched that because it looked so low budget and shitty.
Yeah,
it's on Netflix.
It turned out to be pretty good. There were a couple other ones that he did that were good. My favorite movie of his actually is not a horror movie, and it's one that you might not expect. It's not like Machete or anything like that. It's one they're on Netflix. It's called Badass.
Oh yeah, and Badass 2, Badasses
with Danny Glover. Yeah. It's
that's good.
It's a buddy action movie.
Really?
Yeah, and he's like this old guy who like lives in LA and he's kind of poor, and he gets on the bus and the skinhead harasses him and he beats the fuck out of the skinhead, and it ends up on the internet, and he has to he starts walking around his neighborhood getting famous as it starts racking up YouTube views, and then people expect him to like help them, and he becomes a sort of unwitting vigilante, and the thing like escalates into this like complete level of madness.
That's awesome.
It's an action comedy, and then the second one with Danny Glover, like they're buddies who kind of like each other but don't, you know, and you know it's like an odd couple kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're trying to like fight crime before Danny Glover dies of cancer or something. But yeah. Danny Trejo, great actor.
Awesome. My number 4 with 145 credits, including Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Demons, Tourist Trap, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, and Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Linnea Quigley.
Yeah. Classic.
Some classic breasts.
Yeah.
Gotta have some boobs on my list.
For sure.
And she shows
And
them
no
all
vagina.
the time. And no vagina, yeah. Just a spot there as trash from
Yeah.
Return of the Living Dead. But Night of the Demons is the first horror movie I remember seeing as a kid. That's I know I've seen more. I remember one of the Friday the 13th also was one of my first ones.
It's probably on like USA or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. But Night of the Demons, I saw a VHS tape that my neighbor had. And we went and we saw it and we watched the whole fucking thing. And it was fucking great. Great. Lipstick and a nipple.
Is that the first time you ever saw boobs?
No. I found my dad pouring at it way too early.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to beat off at like 3 years old.
Why won't it work?
Yeah. Linnea Quigley. My number 4.
My number 3, 86 credits to his name, Michael Berryman.
Oh yeah, Michael Berryman's fucking awesome. He's on my honorable mentions as well.
One of horror's greatest monsters with minimal makeup.
Yeah.
But he's also proven his chops as a comedy actor. He doesn't get a ton of work because he looks so weird, but it's another face that everyone recognizes when you see him.
Because he's a chicken fucker.
Yeah, and that's my favorite role of his because that's where he proved that he could do more than just be a scary guy.
Yeah.
Like he did that. That was a fucking hilarious scene.
I think mine might be Weird Science.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
It's not him, but you ever eat a pork sandwich out of a dirty ashtray or a greasy pork sandwich out of an ashtray? Shit. That's actually the reason we're doing this is, of course, Doug Jones being the foremost best character actor. We just recently lost Bill Paxton.
Yep.
And that's why I came up with this idea to do character actors because he was fucking great.
Yeah, great character.
He transcended character actor at one point, but when he first started out, he was just fucking iconic.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. My number 3 came up on my Creative Monster list as one half of a mutant. Michael Shannon
Yeah.
as Super Michael Shannon Elizabeth I Esquire
And his weird eyes.
and his bug eyes when I fused him with Shannon Elizabeth and the Queen of England, who happened to be shrunken by Rick Moranis, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and then teleported like the Fly to fuse together. Go back a couple episodes, listen to Creative Monster if you want to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
If you even know what the fuck you're talking about.
He's got 81 credits. Bug, my son, what have ye done? Let's go to prison. And recently, Nocturnal Animals. Have you watched that?
I haven't seen that yet.
It's so fucking good. He steals the show as a supporting actor.
Nice.
And if you guys don't know who Michael Shannon is, he's got bug eyes. You'll fucking recognize him if you.
He's got one of those meth faces.
Yeah, he's got a meth bug eye face. Yeah.
But he's a great actor. Plays crazy really well.
Yeah. I think he's not acting on that part.
Yeah, more than likely.
He's way too convincing.
He's acting the rest of the time. Down to number 2. 199 credits to her name. The late, great Karen Black. Icon of horror who's brought it to every single role she's ever played. She can shift and shine in any kind of movie, terrible or otherwise. She's been scary, sexy at the same time, but then could jump over to a nonchalant suburban housewife at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
We all know her as Mama Firefly from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, was that her last role?
Yeah.
It was her most iconic to me.
Yeah.
She's been all over the place, but
Yeah,
she really
Trilogy
stole
of
the show.
Terror, Invaders from Mars, all
Yeah.
kinds of movies. But yeah, she kind of defined the Firefly family. You know, Otis and Captain Spaulding and Baby, of course, are the ones that get all the attention, especially because she passed away before she could do The Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
But no, she was actually still alive for The Devil's Rejects. It was a contract dispute with her manager that prevented her from being able to do the movie.
That sucks.
But yeah, great actress, wide range, and 199 credits, and most of them horror.
Yeah. She's an icon of the genre, so. My number 2, 231 credits, including Shadow of the Vampire, Suspiria, Blade, Trauma, Modern Vampires, and Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Udo Kier.
Yeah. Dracula.
Yes.
British Dracula.
British Dracula. He's not British. He's like
He's
Swedish
German,
or something. German, right?
in all the British Dracula movies,
Yeah.
he was Dracula.
Yeah. Fucking Udo Kier is the shit. Does she have a dorsal fin? Do you tuck her at home? Yeah, fucking Udo Kier is fucking awesome. Burning in the Sun in Blade.
They fucked him up.
They do. Modern Vampires is great too.
Yeah. He often plays the kind of the same character. But
Yeah.
it's such a great character.
He's usually rich.
Yeah.
He's usually
German.
well-spoken. Yeah.
Drinks blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cigarette Burns. The Masters of Horror, Cigarette
Yeah.
Burns. He's fucking awesome in
Yeah.
that movie too.
Yeah. And he always has like this like a little something extra going on behind his eyes. I've noticed. Like that's where he really conveys his sort of underlying.
And he's
crazy.
got some weird eyes too.
Yeah.
A lot of my character actors have weird eyes. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, it's like they tell us when we get trained in wrestling, like, 2/3 of the cell is in your eyes.
Yeah.
And that's what, how you tell the story with your face and your eye expressions.
Yeah. Yeah, Udo. The Oods. The Udinator. The
The
Oodmeister.
Oodman. Der Udenmensch. All right, down to number one.
Numero uno.
I'd be surprised if our number one isn't the same.
I'm sure it is.
124 credits. Greatest horror actor of the modern era. As a leading man or incidental character, Jeffrey Combs cannot be touched.
Of course, because he is Dr. Herbert West.
He is Agent Danvers in The Frighteners.
Yep. From Beyond, Castle Freak, House on Haunted Hill, and the new Would You Rather. Not so new now, but you got to check that fucker
Yeah, I haven't
out.
seen it yet.
You got to see it. It's on Netflix. It's like 2013, something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And he's
It's
another
got
guy-
Sasha Grey.
making chicken noises on a dick.
But he's not my number one.
He's not your number one.
Yeah, he is.
I was gonna say, he's one of those guys another one of those guys who will do pretty much anything thrown at him for the right
For
amount of
sure.
pay. But he always brings it. He never phones it in. Even the crappiest movie that I've seen him in, he still is good.
Yeah, he's always great. And he also grew up in Lompoc, same as me.
Really?
Yeah, he was actually from Lompoc.
Huh?
My favorite actor of all time. Doug, don't take that wrong. Doug, I'm sorry. That slipped out. It wasn't true.
You're cheating on
You're
Doug.
always my number one, Doug Jones.
You're cheating on Doug in your heart.
He's got the hometown pride. I'm sorry, Doug. And of course, our number 0, Doug Jones. The
Yeah.
Doug Jones Memorial Character Actor Award.
Yeah, Doug Jones is the best. He's Matt tonight.
Yes, he is. Honorable mentions.
I hear you got quite a list.
I do.
Yeah, I got a short list.
Okay.
I'll go first,
All
so you
right.
can knock some of mine off yours. Brad Dourif.
Oh, yeah, he's on mine as well. 166 credits. Child's Play. Soul Keeper.
Yeah,
The Exorcist 3.
Alien.
Soul Keeper.
Alien Resurrection. He was one of the few good things in that movie. Yeah, great actor. Benicio del Toro, one of the greatest character actors of all time.
Fuck, I don't even have him on my list.
He didn't do a lot of horror.
That's why I try to
Yeah.
restrict it to
Yeah.
people who've been in horror.
Yeah, he did he has 2 horror credits and then a bunch of weird ass movies. So that's
Yeah.
why I thought he was still appropriate. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is an appropriate movie for this podcast.
He'll flip you. He'll flip you for
Flipping
real.
for real. Lance Henriksen, come on, you can't.
Of course.
you can't go. He hasn't been great in every single movie, which is why he didn't quite make my list.
Yeah.
but he's still iconic.
228 credits. Pumpkinhead. Aliens.
Yeah.
Millennium. The show. Very underrated.
Yeah, great show.
Near Dark. He killed it.
Yeah, I think Near Dark is probably my favorite of his movies, even over Aliens.
Really? I like Aliens more than
in
Near
terms
Dark.
of his performance.
Oh, of his performance, yeah.
Lynn Shay, she's getting a lot of work now again.
Yeah.
Got a lot of work in the 70s and 80s. Great character actress. Kathy Bates is another great character actress who's
Oh,
only
for
done
sure.
a little bit of horror, but she can be
Naked
fucking
in a hot
scary.
tub.
Yep.
That's the scariest part.
It smells like chicken soup. Michael Rooker.
It smells like chicken soup. Ugh. Michael Rooker's fucking awesome.
Harvey Keitel, another great character actor who's done more
Dancing naked.
more with exploitation than horror.
Yeah, Bad Lieutenant. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Bad Lieutenant, Taxi Driver, those
Yep.
movies. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, he's great.
Fucking great actor. That dude can convey subtle menace like few other actors can.
Yeah.
And my favorite role of his was actually in Daredevil and the Marvel Cinematic Universe playing Kingpin.
I liked The Cell, actually. That's my favorite
Yeah.
of his.
Or Edgar. Your skin's falling off your bones. And, of course, Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe is fucking amazing, of course.
Yeah.
My first honorable mention was on my list originally. I subbed him out at the last minute for the too many damage enchiladas guy because I just wanted to say that over and over.
Right.
Peter Stormare.
Fuck yeah.
171 credits, 8mm Constantine, Big Lebowski.
Another guy.
8mm, fucking, that's my favorite one of his fucking appearances.
Another guy that really conveys menace.
Yeah.
Everything that he says, he sounds like he's either going to, like, give you a handful of money or rape the shit out of you.
Yeah. And some of these honorable mentions, it's very hard for me not to put them on there, but some of them were just so obvious. Such as Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
130 credits only. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Prophecy, Deer Hunter, True Romance, Sleepy Hollow. Fucking amazing.
That shit.
Tim Curry would have been on my list, but really, he's only done it as far as horror, but he does have 228 credits.
Yeah, Rocky Horror isn't really horror.
Great character, yeah. Actually, I hate Rocky Horror.
Really?
Yeah, not a fan.
I'm burnt out on it, but I used to go, like, every month when they used to run it at Cal Poly when I was in high school.
Clint Howard, as you said. Robert Englund.
Yeah.
156 credits, Nightmare on Elm Street, 2001 Maniac, Strangeland, Hatchet, Witchmaster. That's a fucking impressive resume, but just like my next one, too obvious. Tony Todd. 201 credits, Candyman, Final Destination, Wishmaster, The Rock.
Hatchet.
Yeah, Hatchet. The Rock.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
With Sean Connery and
I've
Nicholson.
never seen that movie.
When you go home, you need to watch The Rock.
Got some homework.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good. Brad Dourif, as you said. Danny Trejo, as you said. Bill Moseley. Another one, way too obvious to make the list, but Devil's Rejects, Texas Chainsaw 2, The Convent, Army of Darkness. Bill Moseley as a cop with fucking Coolio in the Convent.
and his less enthusiastic cousin, Will Hosley.
Yeah. Michael Ironside is fucking amazing.
Oh, fuck.
Starship Troopers, Total Recall, Scanners, 249 credits.
You know what my favorite movie of his is fucking Highlander 2. That movie is terrible, but he is fucking amazing in it as the bad guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen number 2. I've seen number 1. I used to have it when I was a kid, the VHS. But Larry Drake, Dr. Giggles, Darkman, Tales from the Crypt, All Through the House, where he's fucking Santa.
Yeah.
84 credits. We just lost him recently, too. R.I.P. Larry Drake. Lance Henriksen, as you said. Michael Berryman, as you said. Bill Paxton, the reason we're doing this list. 93 credits. Frailty, Aliens, Predator, Near Dark, Terminator. But my favorite of his is True Lies. He's the best weasel.
Yeah.
You know, that, and I think I said Weird Science earlier, but True Lies has to beat it out. Because
Yeah.
he's the best weasel. Corvette makes him wet.
Him and Paul Reiser should have had a weasel off.
Yeah. Malcolm
Sounds like a
McDowell.
masturbation euphemism.
Weaseling
Hold
off.
a weasel off.
That's a new, you know, we have competitors of the same name now. That's a new name of this podcast. Weaseling off with them. Malcolm McDowell, 261 credits. Clockwork Orange, Rob Zombie's Halloween. Not enough horror to his credit to make the list. Keith David, 276 credits. They Live, The Thing, The Puppet Masters.
Oh, yeah.
The black guy that fights with Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Phil Fondacaro. You know who that is? He's a midget. Bordello of Blood, Land of the Dead.
Oh,
Troll,
yeah.
68 carats. Carats. 68 carats.
He's right.
He has a giant ring. 68 carat cock ring.
Midget should have big jewelry. It's important.
Dick Miller, 179 credits. Demon Knight. Gremlins. The Howling. He's a token old man.
Yeah.
You know the old bum? He's always playing an old bum.
Yeah.
Another guy that I really wanted to be on my list, but I felt it was too fucking obvious. Jurgen Prochnow. In the Mouth of Madness,
Oh,
Seven Signs,
yeah.
Beer Fest. He's the old man in Beer Fest,
Yeah.
you know?
He was,
He's the old German guy, right?
Yeah.
135 credits. My second to last, Javier Botet.
Of course.
Mama, The Conjuring 2, Crimson Peak, Witching and Bitching. He is Doug Jones' little brother.
Yeah. He's like the foreign Doug
He's
Jones.
the adopted Doug Jones' little brother. And my last one is a tie between Bela Lugosi, Christopher Lee, Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney Jr., and Vincent Price, with over 1,000 combined credits.
Yeah. The original horror character.
The original horror character actors.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to put Jeffrey Rush on my list too, but he's only really done one horror movie.
Which one?
He was in the House on Haunted Hill remake.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was fantastic in that movie.
Yeah.
I would like to see a movie sometime in the future where he actually plays Vincent Price.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Well, you guys, if you haven't heard of any of these names, look them up, because you have heard of them.
Yeah.
These are the guys that don't get the justice they deserve. They don't get the accolades. They are the guys who facilitate a movie to be good in the background.
Yeah, but when you see them in the movie, you're always like, oh, that guy.
We've done supporting characters in the past. This is right there. These are the guys who are always that supporting character. Seldom appreciated, but right here, post-mortem, right now, the best time to be is now. The best place to be is here.
This is our time down here. Up here is their time. Their time up there.
I'm taking my wish back.
And going for the glory hole.
Yeah, so Doug Jones Memorial Character Actors. Thank you guys for supporting the show, for rating, reviewing, and sharing this shit. Next week we have a listener list.
We're doing survivors, right?
Top 5 survivors, as suggested by Ken from Leisure Time Games.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to have your listener list on the show here, send us an email at postmortemshow@gmail.com. Give us what your top 5 is of said list. We'll read your list as well. So.
And as H.P. Lovecraft once said, as he stopped in a trucker rest stop and entered the bathroom and found a hole that turned out to be a gateway to ungodly pleasure.
To see an enemy, you know how you push your dick in them and they close up?
It smells like fish.
Throw the fucker back.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for gold.